Hey guys, welcome back to the Super Mega Podcast. I'm Ryan McGee.
Shut up.
Dude.
Shut your mouth. Fucking asshole. Hey guys.
I'm Ryan McGee.
Hey, welcome
I'm
back to
Ryan
Mouth
McGee.
Pillowfight.
And I'm Matt Watts.
And I'm Matt Watson. And
I'm Matt Watson.
right here we got Aaron Hansen.
Let's just pause the podcast for a second to talk about our sponsor.
I don't like SpongeBob battles for Bikini Bottom.
I'm gonna quit the
Yeah.
game after
Underwear.
3 episodes, and then when I get mad tweets about it, I'm gonna
Go to
go,
MeUndies.com/.
okay, I'll play it, and then I don't play it.
Oh, okay, I'll play it.
But then I don't actually play it.
Uh,
Alright, enough Game Grumps jokes, am I right?
That's right.
This
I'm
episode,
Freeze.
I'm Freeze, I'm Thomas, I'm Avery,
Avery.
and I'm Darius. We don't have Miles today because Miles isn't a host of the podcast.
I'll take it off.
Wow.
He passing away.
What'd you say?
I saw he passing away.
May he rest in peace.
I said something inappropriate.
Oh no.
I hope you enjoyed the last episode of Zombie College.
It's not a permanent theme.
It's not a permanent theme, as you could probably just tell by 20 seconds ago.
I'd say about 27.
Okay. Let's agree to
I
disagree.
Can we first? Can we? I got a discussion to open up.
Okay.
Alright.
Can we talk about how stupid the phrase "to each their own" is?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a lot to
Each
say
their
about
own.
this.
Because I felt a little retarded earlier because I used it in a tweet unironically earlier today.
I'm gonna read that tweet. Hold on. I
Whenever I like see someone like type to each their own, I always think of like somebody saying it as like, well, to each their own.
It's in
Yeah, man.
replies. Someone was talking to me about, I guess Mr. Enter wrote a book one day about his show, or like it
The
was a
mysterious Mr. Enter.
Alright.
yes.
Okay, so you said, are there any YouTubers who make cool videos about cartoons that don't have an insufferable voice and are also Rebel Taxi?
Yeah.
And then someone said,
There's like none.
and then someone said that reason was because I heard some pretty scummy things about Robo Buddies, especially from when Mr. Enter wrote that book and she trashed it for some dumbass reason. That reason was because the way Sally and Autumn were
This is
written
some
glorified
good-ass
child
cereal,
abuse
bitch.
and triggered Robo Buddies because it
Oh.
reminded her of her trauma. And then you went, as far as I'm concerned, you probably shouldn't trash a book that unintentionally triggers you, but to each their own.
Because I
And
guess
then, oh
yeah.
my god, someone
Yeah, I
replied
saw that
saying,
reply.
"Congrats, you basically said the same backwards sociopathic rhetoric Enter fed to Robo Buddies."
Okay, can I explain the situation?
Yeah.
And I'll see what you guys think. Because Mr. Enter has a show called Growing Around, which is kind of shitty because he basically ripped it off of a Shorty McShort Shorts episode.
Okay.
But it's basically about
Shorty McShort.
it's basically about the parents and the kids swap roles. Like the parents are stupid and they need to learn, and the kids are like fully like developed human beings, but they're
Mhm.
like 7 years old. He wrote a book. It was basically like a book version of what episode 1 would have been. And I guess there was one segment where one of the kids was like forcing the other kid to eat a roller skate or something. And this one YouTube reviewer named Robo Buddies was reading it on her stream, and she started crying when that scene came up because I guess the exact same thing had happened to her.
Oh my god.
Just imagine that she's just like, she's fucking like streaming. She's like, and then
She had to eat a roller skate.
She does the George Lopez cry. She goes, "Ooh, I don't know why I'm crying."
I'm crying. But yeah,
That's so fucking funny.
she was actually like enjoying the book, and then when that came about, she stopped reading and then wrote like a 0-star review of it on Amazon.
Oh my god. Okay.
Then Mr. Enter's rebuttal to that was like, well, you know, that's such a random thing to be upset about, and it doesn't matter anyways because my intention wasn't to upset people. And then I guess that's not the right way to think, according to that person.
So stupid.
No.
Imagine that person, like when they watch like the beginning scene of Up, like if they cry at that, imagine like them watching that, just like, oh, he ate the roller skates, and then they see the fucking like Marley and me dying.
Yeah, like
It's
I
like,
get
oh,
I get like feeling relatably upset to something, but you're not supposed to be like, I don't like that because it made me upset.
So sad.
I don't like that because it made me upset.
That's so
1 star.
1 star.
Oh.
You do not know how to make book. I had to eat a roller skate when I was 16.
Can I talk about how stupid roller skating is in general?
It's so queer, right?
It's
Whoa, we need to go to
okay,
this.
not even. It's like an even gayer version of skateboarding.
It's so queer,
And they
right?
wear like fucking like knee braces and like helmets and shit. People. There's like skating gear. I've legitimately never seen somebody skate with a helmet or like knee pads.
Yeah.
I've
I've only seen it in Rocket Power.
I've literally seen people, I swear to God. The first time I saw it, I literally thought like it was like an alien scenario. Someone
Right.
someone wore a bicycle helmet, knee pads, and like a chest plate while riding a bike. And I was like,
I get a helmet.
and I was
Why
like, what am I
that
on Mars? Like, what the fuck?
on Mars? Yeah, I don't know. I get a helmet, but I don't understand like
Like,
a
you don't need to
fucking
protect
chest
yourself
plate.
that much.
All you need is your head.
Yeah. Because, like, who
Yeah.
cares if you scrape your knees? Who fucking
Yeah.
cares?
Boo fucking who?
When I was like 10 or so, I had a little motorbike, and I had one of those like motorbike helmets, and I would just eat shit every time I like went on the
I thought you
motorbike
meant
because
you
I
would
just
literally eat shit.
Yeah, I literally.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
I love that expression for like fucking falling off a bike. It's just eating shit.
Yeah,
I like-
Great.
I
Yeah, I like
ate
eating
shit.
No, I like it
Mm.
when you fall in the grass and it's smoking grass.
I've never heard that. What the
Smoking grass.
fuck?
Smoking grass.
I just smoked some grass.
Dude, did I tell you the story how I fell down a mountain?
I
Did I
don't.
tell
Man.
you guys the story about how I fell off a cliff into a lake?
Which story do you think is better?
I kind of want to hear the mountain
Okay, because I fell off a literal fucking mountain.
because at least with Avery, I know he just landed in water.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
pool.
I was like
So-
5 though.
I don't know if I showed you guys this, but there's an obviously like really like large dot on my hand, and this is from this. It's a scar. I fell down a mountain, and how this happened was I was in. I gotta tell this whole story now.
Yep.
Basically every once in a while, because I'm from Illinois, we go to like Chicago or whatever, and basically like one day we went like to see my dad's like friends who live there, and and these people are just like actually insane, like the whole family. Like
Right.
he only likes like the only person my dad knows is like the mom, but she has her like 3 kids, and then her husband, who apparently like doesn't have a job, and he just stays in his basement and plays like Dungeons and Dragons or something,
Oh my
Or like-
god.
or like WoW or the fuck.
Uh-huh.
Those guys.
and literally like he wouldn't see the light of day, and like she literally tried to like divorce him a million times, and every single time he would say he wants to kill himself, so she never did. I think she did now. But and like her kids are really weird. Like there was like this kid, he got in like he like the one of the times I saw him, like I only seen him like 2 times ever. One of the times I saw him, he got like a cast because he like crunches or whatever. And he came up to me, and the first thing he says to me when I'm first meeting him, he says, "I have crunches." And I was like, okay. That reminds
That's like
me
a
of,
Ralph Wiggum thing.
that's like that reminds me of the time where I was at Disney World, and someone like some kid screamed at me when we were having like a cast dinner. when I was like 7 years old, and he says, I am in a wheelchair, and then like to me randomly, and I didn't even know who he was, and I said, cool, dude.
Nice, man.
So anyway, one of these times, 'cause do you know how Illinois is like right next to Indiana, like in
Yeah.
okay, so he, the mom asked if I wanted to go with them to a Christian camp, like
Oh no.
like basically a brainwashing camp,
Oh yeah.
for a couple of days in Indiana. And I don't know whose fucking idea it was to say yes, but somehow I was 20 seconds later I was in a car heading to Indiana. And like literally I was like right when she said that I literally like teleported. I was already in the car. Like
Like right now.
Like your life was just
literally
edited.
my mind just literally like I guess like erased. Like me like the entire day passed by too. Like it wasn't even like it was immediate. Like we went in the car, just like that's all I remember.
Right.
So I'm in the car and they're like she also is like so there's like the kid that's my age, and then there's like the two girls that are like twins. And like they're watching like Madagascar or something in like the back, and we were driving there, and then we pulled up, and this place literally looks like I don't even know what it literally looks like if you die here, nobody's going to find your body type of camp.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, we're pulling in, and like a counselor, I guess, comes up and is like, "Oh," like doing the whole like brainwashing shit. And I'm gonna skip some of the story because like it's like whatever. It's not really important. And so then one day we're like, it was like one of the last days we were there, and they were like, oh, like we can let's go sing campfire songs on the beach, which we okay, which we which we already done before, but like not on the beach. We just sang campfire songs. And by the way, the campfire songs are very like brainwashy. They're like, I love Jesus, I love Jesus,
Whoa.
like stuff like that. And
Oh.
and then like they would talk to individual people. Like they'll be like, you sing, and then like once they did it to me, and I just said no.
No.
And
No.
so like I guess we were like you're going in like a what is it called? Like a golf cart or whatever. Like down to the beach, and I had like this like phone, but it wasn't an iPhone. It was before I had like an actual phone. It was like a flip phone. And I was looking at it just because I would see if I was getting like any calls or something. And I was on the back of the golf cart. You know, like the golf cart has like a back seat in it, like where you like you can like sit. I was sitting
Yeah.
there, and I dropped my phone, and and I dropped my phone, and I was like, wait, and I tried to like jump off quickly to run and get it, and I said stop. I guess they didn't hear me, so I jumped off to get it, and I caught like I don't even know what the fuck I did. I literally like hit my leg on the side, and right when I hit my leg on the side, they drove right next to like the edge of a mountain, and
Whoa.
I literally like went head first down the mountain, and
Whoa.
I would have fell a lot further. I probably would have probably had to be airlifted or something if I actually
Oh my god.
basically
Tough.
before I actually fell down the mountain, I basically fell like a couple feet, and I hit directly into a tree, and and basically if I might have fucking died honestly if that tree wasn't there.
When was this?
This was like I was like 10 or like
Oh.
11.
Okay.
And I literally was like, oh my god, like I felt like I broke every bone in my body, but somehow I didn't get injured. Only thing I broke was my hand.
Ow.
Yeah, I kind of get like once you break one thing, it feels like you're just gonna die.
Yeah. So I got up and I was like, oh my god. And I tried walking up the mountain, I couldn't do it. And like they got out and they found me. and, and they like
The one time they found a body.
they slid they slid down the hill, or like like they went down like the incline, and like they helped me up, and like I had to basically like it was super hard to get up because it was really inclined, so they had to like go another way, and we walked up for a while, and we got back to where I were, and I grabbed my phone off the ground, and I literally was like, my hand's broken. I think my hand's broken, and I swear to God, some fucking guy, some like maybe 40, maybe 50-year-old guy who like had like a Midwestern accent literally goes, I literally like this. He goes, "Ooh, that's what we call road rash up here."
What do you
Road
mean?
rash.
And I just said, "Excuse me?" And he goes, and he like runs, literally bolts down the fucking dirt road, like runs like he's being chased. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You didn't
Wait,
hear anything
road
else?
rash.
You
And
just
then
got
and,
it?
and then someone yelled, like, I guess the driver of the car said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to get hot cocoa."
What? What was this on Jupiter? Like, what's going on?
If they did like the run Forrest run. He was
Yeah. Run, Forrest, run.
I'm gonna get hot cocoa. He just decided that quickly he was gonna get some.
like, it said,
Like,
"Excuse me," and then he fucking goes into a bolt. Um, and then like at night, like we were on the beach and we were singing the songs, and they said they did like the Thomas thing, and I literally was just like, my hand is broken.
Yeah, leave the fuck alone.
And then we went home, and I literally, my dad was like, "Oh," he just saw my hand in cast. He was like, "Okay."
Got it.
I literally had to be driven out of the camp and like to a hospital nearby. It was really fucked up.
Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, that was, I
You
guess
guys think
Avery
we just
told the
do-
story how he fell in a lake.
Oh no! I have a different story now that I want to tell because it got broken bones got brought up.
Okay.
Oh
Um,
God.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of stories about that.
I
Can
broke
Yeah.
my arm.
Oh yeah.
I broke my arm in middle school.
Can I just say? Let me preface this. This is literally the meanest thing I've ever heard.
Okay.
Okay.
Like this
So
is the definition of bullying.
Okay.
It
I
was.
just want to throw that out there.
I'm
Alright.
curious.
So let me set the time frame. I don't.
Yeah.
Probably like
Oh,
2013.
you know
or
the
so.
story already?
Yeah, I
I was
know.
about to say, are you gonna tell the story, Freeze? I was like, oh wait.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, so here it is. I don't really remember what date I was in middle school because I don't remember anything. But it was middle school. I was like 7th grade or something, and it was nearing the end of the year. So, everybody started throwing all like of their books and like fucking like school packets in the trash can. And I was like, let's make more room in the trash can. So I got in the trash can and started like stomping in it to like crush the paper. And I got out, and some kid, and like some big old fat kid, I don't know why I'm gonna bring up his race, but he was very Mexican.
Very Mexican. Like George
And
Lopez.
so-
George Lopez. The
And so
levels of
he
Mexican.
picked me up and he put me in the trash can to sort of slam down all the paper.
Wait, what?
And when I got up, I was like, that wasn't fucking cool. So I slapped him on the back because I was a little weak bitch. So I didn't really know how to
I thought you
hit
were about to say I
somebody.
slapped him in the ass.
Yeah. And so here's what he did.
Good game.
He got his other fat. He got his other fat but smaller friend, and they both kind of cornered me, and they sort of like they both tripped me, where they sort of like So first, one of them grabs me by both of my arms. They grab both of my arms, and they sweep my legs out from under me. And
Oh my
so I
God.
fall, and I'm like,
He
ow,
even
that
has,
hurt.
like,
So I get
minions,
back
like
up,
the stereotypical
and then the
bully.
other kid does the same exact thing. And when I fall, and then when I look to my left arm, it's just like a noodle. It's like
What?
my hand was almost touching my elbow,
What?
and I went to the
Whoa.
hospital. And then when as soon as I came back to school with a cast, the kid who broke my arm was like, "Yo, you better not snitch on me like that." And I was like, fuck
A
you,
death
dude.
threat.
And then
God
the
dang.
worst part is, my school was a piece of shit, so they didn't like make a report on it. so they didn't suspend the kids.
You kidding me?
And so like when I asked like the guidance counselor, are they getting suspended? They were like, "Oh no, we just had to talk with them.
We just
They're
had a
fine now."
disagreement.
Yes, disagreement. This is also part of the story, but it's kind of more serious. And this is the part where one of them gets suspended. Next year it's like 8th grade, and I run into the big fat kid who broke my arm, and he's like, "I'm gonna follow you into the bathroom and watch you." I'm like, "Okay, fucking weirdo,
Okay.
who
Nice,
cares?"
man.
And then I get into the bathroom, and I come out of the bathroom, I'm like, okay, whatever. 2 days later, or some days later, I don't know, could have been a week, I hear some girls giggling in the back of my class and looking at me and pointing at me, and I'm like, yeah, what's funny, man? And they show me a picture with my bare ass of me sitting on the toilet looking at my phone.
What?
I didn't even know that.
How?
And
What?
then I
Why
was
would we
like,
do
Oh
that?
my
I was
good
like, okay, whatever.
God.
About it because I was like, get a load of this.
Get a load of
Get
Right
a load
now
of
and
this,
tell them
Mom.
about that.
Are you
And
kidding
so-
me?
I'm not. And then when I went to the office, had to file like a report. And when they set the kid down for like to look at his phone, he wouldn't give them the password to his phone. So they had to get some like fucking tech guy to like hack into his phone to like
Hack into
look
his
at the
phone.
photos of my fucking
You
bear.
gotta have to kiss phone.
And he got suspended. And this is the part where I found out they didn't actually do anything about them breaking my arm, because during that 1 year switch we got a new principal, and the new principal was like, yeah, there's no like file case on like them breaking your arm. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, they
That's
didn't
messed up.
they didn't like do any like sort of cases. They didn't like file a report. They're just like, oh well.
Oh,
And
well.
so
What year
the
was
kid
it? What
got-
grade was
the
this?
kid got
When your arm
suspended
was
for, like,
broken?
some sexual charge, and he moved to California.
Wait, what was what year? What grade were you in when your arm was broken?
I was in 7th grade, and then
They
the
didn't do anything.
the epilogue to that was in 8th grade.
They literally
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
Yeah, they did not do anything.
I should probably say I didn't go to that school, but my sister did, and
Oh, And
that
that's
school is
that's
like
the same
that's
exact,
like an F
sort of,
school.
like, that's the same exact school member, like the school crew who told me that they would like take care of it. They're working at the school I go to right now.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
That school has uniforms now.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh
so
yeah,
bad.
they do. It's like fucking so bad.
Yeah,
They
but
have uniforms.
Can I also tell about my Cliff story?
no, you didn't. Or
Oh.
can you?
Yeah.
What's an
Yeah.
F school? I just heard you say F school.
An F school is like if the school was given a grade, it would be F.
It was
Oh.
It just
you know
means the
those
school
you know
sucks.
those schools where like
Yeah.
they send people who went to juvie and people who are pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
It's
a
kind of like
professional
one of
way
those
saying
schools,
this
but
is
but
shit.
like one step up.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so
not
about my
good.
Cliff story.
It's like a punishment school. Like if you get kicked out of one school, then that's the school you're gonna go to.
Yeah.
Basically, like that was confirmed too. Like there was another school near that school, and there were like 16 kids from the other school that were put in the school Avery was in because they were fucking terrible.
Okay.
Dang.
Here's
Oh.
my lighthearted and unrelated story.
Yeah.
It's like 2000
25.
fucking 10 or something. I'm like
Yeah,
7 years old.
One of the years in the future.
Yeah, one of the years in the future. One of the 2000s. I'm like 7 years old.
One of
I visit my grandpa in Ohio, and he's like he lives in like a 10-story house.
what?
Well,
That's
he
not
lives in like a
possible.
5-story house with like a spiral
Okay.
staircase, and he lives right
Oh.
next to a pond. He lives right next to a lake, and so he's like, "Hey, go fishing," and his lake is like sort of like
Go fish.
underground, where it's like a huge cliff that goes into the lake, and we have to have like huge like fishing rods to do it. And while like I'm fishing, my aunt and her kids come, and it's like
They come.
I saw at the time he's not emo anymore, but he was very emo back then, my cousin Steven. And he was sitting like on the side of the cliff fishing. I'm like, I want to be like him. I'm cool. And so I
I'm emo.
sit on the edge of the cliff with my little fishing rod in hand. and I catch a little fish, and I'm trying to pull it back in. And while I pull it back in, I sort of like flex my body, and I just sort of like push myself off the cliff.
Oh my
And
god.
and I
Whoa.
fall, and I feel and I fell like 15
Yeah.
feet into the water. And the moment I splashed my water, my mom she ran into the water and like did like a fucking cannonball dive to come get me. And yeah, and then I was like trying to like grasp for air because I really couldn't swim at the time. And so like I kept on like shoving her head in the water to like reach up to get air, and she had to like fucking like sedate me to like get me out of the water.
Whoa.
You almost drowned, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think the funniest thing ever to me is when people jump from like jump into a pool, and when they go into the water there's like a smashing sound. Like when they go into the water you hear
Okay. I'm gonna put this on screen because I'm gonna be editing this video probably, like the actual video file of this
okay.
podcast. Sam just sends me a message. I swear to God,
Sam Zueck.
Sam Zueck, a Discord DM that says this:
What's to say?
Yeah. what?
Bloodstain, Curse of the Moon was free with Xbox Live, and I got it, and I got to try it while at my friend's house, and honestly, it made me even more excited for Ritual of the Night. Then he sends me a link to the gameplay trailer. I shit you not.
What does that mean?
I have no fucking idea. And why
Yeah,
to
what
me?
the fuck?
Why to me?
Yeah, why not in the chat? Like in the
Why to
group chat?
me?
Why you?
I'm just gonna say
It sounds
why
like
was
a
the
message he
sentiment.
sent me. Let me go through my DMs with Sam Zueck.
Here, before you do that, we can go into a conversation about whether or not you were suspended in school or any of that and why. But
I was.
I was suspended twice. Well, I got suspended twice. And
Oh
then
yeah, tell the story about the black lady with your phone.
yeah, I'll get to it.
Oh
But
my god.
I was suspended twice
Oh,
and
I
then
know
got lunch
exactly. I know
detention.
exactly the story about the towel. Okay.
I got lunch detention too. These were all in middle school, but one of the times I got suspended was just for skipping, which is whatever. And then the other time I got suspended was the first time I got suspended, and literally all I did was one of my friends. This was lunchtime. He was gonna jump on a table. I'm not sure why, but he wanted me to film it. So I filmed it on my phone, and then this huge black lady with no neck, which I guess was an AP in the school, was like, "Hey," and then she was pointing at us, and then my friend who jumped on the table was starting to walk over there, and she was like, "No, no, other one." So I walk, so
Other one.
I walk over there, and I'm like, "What did I do?" And then she's like, "You can't film in our school. That's like a policy that you can't take pictures or film in the school grounds, because that would mean everybody in the video would have to have you would have to get their permission or something, even though
That's not true. But
she was basically acting like I was filming a shot where 24 other kids was in it, but it was just the dude I was with. So I was like, okay. But then she called me to the office where they wanted to look through my phone gallery. And this was at a time,
But why though? Was that? Oh, because you recorded.
yeah. She
Yeah.
wanted to see, it was this gigantic black lady, and she wanted to see whether or not I had more photos and videos of the school.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say now. Okay.
Yeah, and
I remember.
you know, this was like 8th grade. I was at an age where a lot of the photos on my phone wouldn't be stuff I would want other
It
people
was
to
just
see.
porn. It was porn.
It was
It was porn.
It's just porn.
it was porn and like joke images.
Oh, okay.
Like a 50-50 thing. And she was like, she saw the video and was like, okay. And then she started scrolling.
Ooh.
Oh no.
And she didn't say a word. The only thing that would come out of her mouth would be,
They're disappointed.
And yeah, then when she was done, she was like, "All right," and she gave me my phone, and then I did a full day of in-school suspension for fucking that.
Just so you can get embarrassed.
And then in lunch,
Yeah.
when I got lunch detention, that was in 6th grade. I was really proud of myself when I did this. There was this really fucking annoying kid I knew who really liked Star Wars.
Okay.
And he was just like being annoying. He was just like so when he got up out of his seat, I was sitting behind him, and he got up out of his seat, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking teach this kid what's the cheese. So he was gonna sit
Excuse
down.
me, what?
So when he went to sit down, I pulled the chair out and he fell on the ground and
Okay.
was just, like, screaming. But I
Right.
was laughing hysterically. I was really proud of myself.
Okay.
Got about 3 weeks of lunch detention, but it was worth it.
That
think
whole
that's- I
thing
think
you
that's
said
worth it.
about porn
Yeah.
images on your phone reminded me of one time at the beginning of like this school year. Some kid was like, "Do you have an iPhone to airdrop?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, then I'll just show you this." And he showed me a video where it was just like a girl like getting mouth fucked to the Family Guy theme over it.
Nice.
Yeah,
And I was
great.
like, "Cool,
Hell
dude."
yeah,
And he
man.
kept on like airdropping it to people all around class, whoever had their airdrop on. And he'd keep on like showing me more and more images, and I'm like, "Cool, dude."
Well,
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the story.
Also, I got like ISS one time for fighting, and I fucking lost.
Did I tell you guys the story how I was on some kid's hit list?
oh, I was on a kid's hit list
What?
too. I'll tell that when
For
you're done.
laughing at his Wii U joke.
Oh. Okay, I gotta hear
His
this.
Wii U joke.
It wasn't a joke. It was me laughing at the fact that he made something involving the Wii U.
Oh, okay. What was it?
So I don't know if you guys have this in your schools, but I'm not like I'm in like normal classes, but there's this thing called test mods.
Oh yeah, and we're retarded classes.
No,
Yeah.
no. You know test
What?
mods?
Special ed.
Like
No, I don't.
advisory?
No, test mods is like you take your test in another location.
I
Oh
don't.
no.
Oh, we don't have that.
Okay. Well, basically it's just for people who can't concentrate when they're taking a test. So,
For me, it's you just get extended time.
no, well, I've extended time too, but there's also a different room where you take tests called test mods, and
Okay.
See,
it's
if I ever
optional. You
just
don't
wanna,
have to
like
take
take my
it.
test alone, I just like miss the day I'm taking a test, and they'll like
Um,
make it me retake it in like an empty room.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, like, it's optional to everybody, and it's optional for me too, but it's like on my transcript that like I get extra time, and I get like any essay I get to type because my handwriting's horrible, and everyone has a transcript. Even everyone has like a different thing.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just for me. It's like every kid in the school has this. So, for me, it's that I test in the location if I want to. I get extended time, and I get to type in essays if I want to. So, so I was in test mods one day taking a test because I really couldn't concentrate. And I regret it because I'm about to hear because I almost fucking died.
Oh.
Or I could have died or whatever. So there's this kid. I think I told you about it before. Did I tell you the stories with Mike? How he was in his English class and he was like insane. He like pretended to faint.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't really remember it, but
His name is his name's Lewis. I'm not gonna tell you his last name, obviously. It's just his last name is just very funny.
Louis T.
His last name is very funny with his first name like being. I'll tell you later.
okay.
I can't say it right now, but I'll tell you later. It's really funny.
All right.
So basically, he's crazy, like actually, like an actual psychopath probably.
All right.
He
Like they
hates.
all are.
I'm gonna tell you some like little stories about him so you get the idea of what this person's like.
Okay.
He doesn't like the word emulator, and when everyone's and,
I do remember that.
and whenever someone says it, he flips out. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So
You told me that like his tick word was emulator.
yeah, his tick word is emulator. I don't know why. Just someone said something about emulator one day, and he flipped out, and now kids just say emulate to piss them off.
Okay.
So yeah. So then like um he also like talks to himself in the hallways.
Right.
Like he's like like that. Um and he also like I'm gonna try to replicate his voice. He's like he talks like this.
I'll
Oh
be right
God.
back.
Um okay. Um so and he's just like insane because literally he like says stuff that's not normal. Like
Mhm.
he fell out of his seat and like fainted. And basically he like disrupts class and nobody can get any of their work done. So at the end of the year, I'm just gonna tell this real quick story that Mike told me. At the end of the year, because they didn't get any of their English work done. Mike was in his English class, and they were like, the teacher was like, okay, since we got nothing, like since we really are behind, I guess we can't catch up. So basically saying like because of you, Lewis. So if anyone wants to like bring in like a Wii or something, we play like Mario Kart, and Lewis goes, no, no, you're doing this because of me. And he's like, and then like the teacher actually gets mad because like it's been building up for a while. Like he's been doing this all year, and he's just like, no, Lewis, we're doing this because we want to, not to like get back at you. He's like, no. He starts covering his ears and he starts screaming, and then he's like, and then like, and then um the teacher's like, Lewis, like go down to 212, which is like the room where like you go like where you're in trouble basically.
Mhm.
Um, so she's like, go to 212, and he pretends to faint and falls out of his seat and just pretends to be dead, I guess. And then
Oh.
the teacher just says, Lewis, get up.
Get up.
And he just gets up and he runs out. Like a Naruto run, apparently, Mike said.
Oh
Um,
no.
Oh
but he was
no.
like still angry. And so one day I was in test mods. It was me, my friend Aiden, and Lewis, and we were all from different classes. Or no, me and Aiden were in the same class, but Lewis was in a different class. And so we were all taking the test in there, and like like he was talking with the teacher, like the person in there, like there's like always like a teacher in there, and he was talking with her, and um for some reason, even though he's supposed to be taking a test, and she basically kept on saying like, okay, Lewis, like do your work, and um and then like to calm him down, I guess, because he was like freaking out over the test. Like the teacher started bringing up like the Wii because he likes Nintendo and like Wii's and stuff, the Wii and stuff. And he was like, oh, what's that new console you got? Like the Wii. And he was like, no, 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 it's the Wii, yeah. And he starts screaming, and I start like laughing kind of, and
Mhm.
and then he like turned his head like a fucking like snake, like literally like turned his head. He's like, who was laughing? And it was
Oh my
me and my
God.
friend Aiden, and I basically was like, I started laughing again because it was just so funny, and he was like, "You, I won't forget this." I just said, "Okay," and he ran out. Um, and then I guess this was like the same like couple days that he was just gonna do this anyway. Um, he made a hit list of everyone in his history class and two other people. One was some kid I know named Ryan, and the other kid was me.
No, no.
Uh,
And he releases this, and my general reaction at first was just to laugh.
mhm.
So I just laughed.
Yeah.
And after my laugh, I like was like, oh shit, like I'm on a hit list. And so I didn't go to school next day 'cause I was like, I don't think he's gonna do anything, but I want to use this as an excuse. So I think they suggested anyone that was on the list to stay home anyway. Um, so basically, like the fucking like police get to him because he didn't actually do anything. He like didn't even go to school that day, and because he was thinking that like I guess maybe he was trying to get school. Okay, what is that noise? Who's playing with like pots and pans? in the
Someone's
background?
clanging their pots.
Yeah, who is that?
I should probably mute my mic. Hold on, sorry.
Okay. So like I guess like the police went to his house and like basically like I don't even know what they did, but he just wasn't in school for like a year, and in like ninth grade, I just saw him again, and I was like, oh my god, or no, it was like eighth grade I saw him again, and I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Lewis, and like he was actually like nice to me. Like I saw him in the hallway, I just like looked at him, and he was like, "Hey there," and I was like, "Hi," and he was like, "Do you remember me?" I was like, I thought he was gonna like pull out a gun or something, so I was like, I like stepped back and I was like, "Mm-hmm," and he was like, and he was like, "I just want to say hi," and he like kind of jogged off, but like was also walking, like he was like in a hurry, and I was like, "Oh, all right." It's not gonna trust him because he put me on a fucking hit list, but you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think he's still the way he is. It's just that like he was he tried to show up to school or something. I don't know. And yeah, people still say emulate to him, and he's still even at people have some real balls in my school, man. He literally was threatened to show up to school, and literally people still say emulate to him.
Emulator.
Emulator.
I was put on a hit list, but
Yeah, I know. From the guy that
Yeah.
was sleeping on the kid that was sleeping on the ground.
yeah, just one day there was like a test, and I guess I didn't have a test that period, so anyone who didn't have a test that period was sent outside. And it was like 80, almost 90 degrees this day, and this fucking kid in like a leather jacket and black pants was sleeping face first in the grass. Not even like in the shade, just in the grass. So I thought it'd be funny if I went up to him and poked him with a stick. So I poked him in with the stick, and then he woke up and started
That was
chasing.
it?
Yeah.
That's all it took?
Yeah, well, there's one more thing, but it was pretty much just that. One of the days I got suspended, actually. He was in the office, but he was wearing these weird shorts. Like they definitely weren't his size. It was like one of those. I've never seen anything like it after this, but it was like shorts, but there was still there was like a little part of it that connected more parts of the shorts to basically make pants.
What?
Oh.
It was like I have no idea. I don't know how to describe it. I don't even know if I could pull up an accurate picture, but it was weird. And the same black lady who looked through my phone saw him in the office and was like, "Who is this boy with the extra large pants?" And I just started laughing.
Who is this boy with the extra large pants?
But yeah, a lot of people knew were on that list. I'm pretty sure Wayne was one of them, and
Oh no.
yeah, someone that we knew managed to find out who was on that list, and he never tried to shoot the school, but he did bring a knife.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh man.
he didn't get out of
nice.
he didn't get out of the classroom. He didn't injure anybody, but he was
Oh.
seen with a knife in his bag. So there's
Okay.
that. I'm
Alright.
probably never gonna see that kid again, but that did happen.
Oh man.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's like my favorite thing ever.
I've just felt like If there was a school shooting in my school, I'd be so fucked because my school is just a gigantic single hallway.
Yeah, like our school, like it looks like a prison yard where
It's-
like all the classrooms are like cells.
They don't
Oh
actually
my-
have like the bars on the windows, but it just kind of looks like that. It looks like it looks like they're missing the bars.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the school is like was a prison, but then it got repurposed as a school.
I don't know.
It got repurposed.
I remember one
Revamp.
time, my sister's boyfriend added me on Snapchat, and one of his snaps on his story said, "Man, school's so boring. I wish a nigga would come and shoot up my school."
Well,
Whoa. Man.
What?
Hey.
man, I wish they ought to shoot that school.
They ought to
Man.
shoot my school.
Yeah. God.
What a fucking idiot.
We had to be hard to like escape properly because it's just he just has the perfect playground, really.
Playground. My school's kind of weird. It's just a square.
Yeah.
A square.
Our
there's
school's
a
kind of
second
like
floor.
if our school's kind of like it's kind of like gated off, and and like the only way out of it is to like either climb a large fence or to like have an unlocked door, and usually they're all locked. So if like there's a school shooter, most of the people at school would just be like cornered into one side of the school.
Mm.
Oh,
Pretty scary.
Yeah.
that's pretty scary.
Ooh.
Oh no.
School shooting.
Oh no.
Dude, like like the classic monsters for Halloween is like Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, like the Mummy, like ghosts, like all those.
Ooh, wait, freeze.
Like like the werewolf.
Yes.
Whenever some free time is brought up, remind me to bring up Mr. N.
Okay.
So
N.
Mr. Nicholas. Okay. So so what if like all these monsters, like what if they did like a modern day version of that? It's like school shooter. Like
Oh my God.
or like because people aren't scared of that anymore. Now they're scared of like school shootings and stuff. So, like,
Pedophiles.
school shooter, pedophile,
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
What
That'd
if
be a
the school in
squad.
Zombie
Starting your
College got
nightmares.
shot up?
What?
What?
What if the school in Zombie College got shot up?
I would cry.
That might actually be an episode. It would make sense, honestly.
All right, bring up fucking Mr. Nichols.
Yeah, and after that,
Oh yeah,
I'll bring-
Mr. Christian.
that's his name.
You didn't
Yeah,
need to
that's
say
his
his full
full name.
name.
I just said his whole name.
You
Gotta
didn't have
bleep
to
that
do
out.
that.
Okay,
Fuck,
Day
I
one in
didn't
class
bleep it
comes
out
in.
now.
Yep.
Fuck you, Avery.
yeah. Day one in class comes in. I see my friends from like last year, and I'm like, "Hey, man." And I put on my sunglasses I brought to school because it was really sunny that day, and just like look. I put them on. I look at him, and the teacher was like, you shouldn't be wearing sunglasses inside." So I decided to do the stupidest thing ever and put my feet on my desk and just stare at him.
Oh no.
And all he did was he like did a high five on his hand, and then he started like counting off like 5, 4.
In
3.
5, 4.
Yeah.
In 5, 4,
In
Why would you
5,
do that?
4.
2.
Yes, I just
3,
wanted to piss him
2.
off because he was a fucking dork.
Well,
Yeah, he's like his forehead glasses.
By the way, I don't have to censor that. By the way, that was Freeze. That's a censor because he's editing the audio. I'm just editing. The
I
fucking
thought you.
video.
What the?
Definitely.
Well, now I'm doing it.
Well, no, you're editing the audio. I'm editing the video.
Oh my
That's what
God.
we do, Freeze. That's how it works in math.
Oh
Pillowfight.
My
how it
God.
works in
You edit the
capitalism.
audio, I edit the video.
Okay.
Okay.
Time is money.
So you have to censor it, bitch.
Okay. Shit.
Anyway.
And the most recent adventure was we had to do like some like essay like not an essay but just sort of like synopsis on like some book like African book reading. And every time we like
African
get up
book
to like
reading.
explain it to people around the classroom, he'd play a dubstep version of Africa by Toto.
Gay.
Mm.
So he's like, "All right, class, stand up and look for partners," and then it just go, "Don't take a lot, take me up."
What?
Dun, 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 dun.
What?
It's
Gonna take a blast kiss
Dum
your
dum.
Do you
face.
think he likes Weezer Africa?
You.
Wait, I'm
What?
gonna try to
Do
pull
you
it up
think
on my
do you
phone.
think Mr. Do you think he likes Weezer Africa?
He probably does. I know he really likes Kingdom Hearts.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know? Why does he talk about it?
Mm.
Like, what does he say about it? Like, it's a good game, and that's it?
Yeah,
Like,
he
what is
loves
there really
it.
to say? Like, oh, did you guys
Toddle.
play Kingdom Hearts 3 recently?
Did you
Have
Okay,
you?
wait, I found the remix he played.
How do we tell people they get the best of both?
God damn it.
Is this copyrighted?
Fuck Sprint. I hate Sprint so much. They're such pieces of shit
I
with
guess
their
we'll
fucking
find out
stupid
soon
robot
enough. Was this
ads.
copyrighted?
Okay.
Just $25 a month.
Yeah, cool, dude.
Justin.
Oh
It already got that. It
Sorry,
already
like,
sounds like
okay.
one.
no. This is what he played.
This is pretty epic right now. Ooh,
Ooh, okay.
that's right. Let's go.
Alright.
Alright. Uh-huh. Let's jump.
Let's jump.
Ooh. Let's go.
Imagine finding a partner while this song is playing.
I know.
Like, okay, everybody, find your partners. This isn't even the original song, right? It's like a cover.
Yeah.
It's coming out of 335.
Stop playing it.
Yeah, just stop playing it.
I'm gonna play
Okay.
the spare.
Excuse me, I own that dubstep remix.
Taken down.
Should I go into Alan?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Alright.
agree.
This
Tell
is
the-
probably gonna
Tell like
close
the
out
whole.
the podcast.
Yeah, honestly, this is a fucking.
It's gonna be like an
long.
hour, but okay. So, last year of school, I had to take a PE class, and one of the kids in it, well, the first day of school, my first period was PE, so I go into the locker rooms for the first time, and I see this Asian kid with
Naturally.
with headphones on, like not earbuds but headphones.
Okay.
And then eventually he did that fucking thing where he had it on his neck instead of just putting it away. But he was going around the locker rooms parading his phone, and just like he was just like, I make Minecraft renders.
Right.
And then he comes up to me and says that, and I'm like, oh yeah, you do? And then he shows me a couple, and I'm like, really cool, man. So, and then he goes away. And then later that period, he's talking to the gym teacher. He's like shouting at the gym teacher what his birthday is.
I was waiting for Alan to be talked about on this podcast. I didn't think it would be episode 2 though.
It's good that it's this early. But yeah, he was like shouting at the gym teacher what his birthday was, and it turns out his birthday was a very infamous date
In history.
in history. His birthday was
September
11th.
2001. At what time?
Well, I'll get into that one when,
Okay.
because that was a different discovery. What
Oh,
state
yeah.
he was born in and what time he was born at. So I
mean,
thought
you
that
kind of
was
already
funny.
gave it away, but okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a little silly, but I was like,
Just
all
a
right,
little bit
I guess
silly.
that does have to happen, So
Life goes on.
yeah, I tell that to Thomas, and it became a thing where each day I would be messaging Thomas what Alan would do this period, because he's just insane.
Well, first it was the Minecraft. He had many different names. He was
Yeah,
the
at
Minecraft
first he was
render kid.
Minecraft Renders kid.
Then he was the 9/11 kid.
And then I figured out what his name was, so I was like, okay, his name is Alan. And eventually, I got pictures sent in and everything.
Yeah.
So
When I first saw one picture of Alan, it was like, oh my god, this is what
it's
he
like
looks
seeing
like.
Jesus.
This really was. It was like seeing Jesus for the first time.
So it became a daily occurrence that I would message Thomas what happened.
every like morning at like 7 something.
See, at like 7:30.
Because we were both
The
in school.
log.
I would remember I was in film studies class, and then and a little bit, and like the next semester I was in code breakers, which
Yeah.
is like a stupid like elective where you like. It wasn't stupid. It was like when you like break codes, and every time I was waiting for it, I was expecting the DM on Twitter, and every time it always came. It was something new, and it was like literally like, it was like the best form of entertainment I've ever gotten. Like it was literally like, like those like, it was basically like opening like like Snapple bottles, how they like to have like the trivia on the back of the cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally like seeing like a new piece of trivia every day, but it was like. It's basically like
Alan.
listening to Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time every day. And it was always, but it
Yeah.
never felt the same. It was always something different.
Yeah.
It was like the best year of my life, honestly.
um, my Twitter got suspended in on Halloween of this year, 2017. This year, as in the year this was all happening. So, I don't have any of the DMs
Original, but
before then.
yeah, it was like maybe a quarter of the DMs were lost.
Yeah, but I have everything from November 8th to the last day of school, which was in May. So, I don't know. Should I go into all of them?
Don't go into all of them, but just the most like the best
The
ones.
good ones.
The best hits.
Okay. Well, I gotta. All right.
You go to Life
So,
of Alan or whatever the fuck it's called.
yeah, I'm in it right now.
Alright.
Okay, so one of his most recurring themes. He had a few recurring themes. One of them was Minecraft. One of them was just having sex, I guess, or just like being in a relationship or lack thereof. Um, and I guess another one would be getting a job. And I know one thing he always did was he was a big fan of the trash can.
Oh yeah.
In
That was like
that
his favorite object.
he would always be digging shit out of the trash. I know one day he ate a corn dog out of the trash.
He found a jacket out of the trash and was
Yeah,
wearing it.
he found this fur jacket out of the trash can, and he kept wearing it. Every day he'd be wearing it. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he wears it to this day.
Does it smell? Does he smell? Freeze.
Oh no.
Freeze.
He's having flashbacks.
Freeze. Oh my god. No fucking way. Where'd Freeze go? Hold on. I guess we'll be right back. I guess Freeze
Yep.
fucking died.
Pretty much.
Alright.
You want to talk about penis videos?
Alright, we're back. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck
Okay.
happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kept
Wearing the trash
he
jacket.
kept wearing that. Yeah.
By the way, does he smell?
I said I had never gotten close to him to the point where I could smell him.
Oh, okay.
Like he would be the only stench.
Okay.
But yeah, and I know one day he was just like carrying around this empty pizza box that he got from the trash.
Okay.
I know once I have a thing in here. I'm trying to find it right now. It's something to do with the trash can. Oh yeah, he said on January 11th. He said, "Today I'm gonna show you how to kick a trash can."
Oh yeah, I know this one.
And then he kicked the trash can once, and then right when he was about to kick it again, he stuck his hand in the trash can and was violently trying to pull a McDonald's bag out of it. I know one of the first days of school he had this Gatorade bottle that he found from the trash, and he was like pouring it on himself, and everybody was like, "What the fuck, Alan? Why are you doing that?" And he was like, "I don't know." And we were like, "Where'd you get this Gatorade bottle?" And he said, "I got it out of the trash." And then everyone was like, "Why are you pouring? Like, why do you have it in your hands?" And he was like, "Because it's valuable."
Yeah, he
The
finally
trash
thinks the
man.
trash is valuable.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah.
like I know all these. It's like It's kind of like a thing where it's like these old like do you know this riddle? It's like, oh yeah, I know. I remember. He's like, oh, I know this one. Like whenever he starts reading it, like, oh yeah, I know this one.
Yeah.
Or like this old Chinese proverb. I'm like, yeah, I know that one.
But I guess I'll just go over some random highlights.
Okay.
November 9th, Alan drops his phone, screams really loudly, then says, "Hooray, my phone didn't break because it was made in China." This exact day, he wore a surgical mask to class.
And there's a picture of it.
There's a
I've seen it.
picture of it. On November 14th, he did confirm that not only was he born on 9/11/2001, he was also born in New York City at 9 a.m., which is literally exactly when the first tower would be falling down.
Or what was hit.
Oh my
Or was hit.
god.
Yeah.
The first hit.
One day, a bunch of kids started protesting outside the school cafeteria, and Alan came up to them and screamed, "Get a job and start protesting," or "Stop protesting." I
Damn.
wasn't exactly sure what the context of this was, but Alan screamed at the top of his lungs while saying, "I need to stop saying that word. That word isn't good," while attacking a wall. One day he walked up to me and said, "Today I'm going to teach you about hentai," then smiled and walked away. For November 29th, we have two different things. One of them is just the quote, "How to become an Asian black guy. I want to study a woman. I hate Roblox. It's for 6-year-old." And then, I guess in the same day, we had to play baseball in PE, and when it was Alan's turn to hit the ball, he swung at the ball, and the ball hit the coach's dick.
Oh my god.
On December 7th, he said, "I want to be a redneck when I grow up." And then he kept shoving a water bottle in his belly button and then putting his shirt over it, and every time he did it, he would say, "Hey guys, look." And then later on in that same day, he kept saying "Cracker Barrel" over and over.
Cracker Barrel.
Some like,
What?
Dang.
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel.
one day, this isn't in PE class, but in the hallway while walking, I walked near him and I heard him say, "Batman, yo, what the flip? How do I get
Yeah,
married?"
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Yo, what the flip?
January 23rd, he comes out of the locker room screaming Amazon. February 2nd, the coach showed us a picture of an arm with the bone showing, and Alan said, "I'm cringing so hard." One day, I go up to Alan and then say hi, and his response is, quote, "Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to get a girlfriend using myself as an example. Step 1, find a girlfriend." And then he started slapping a bench.
I guess the girlfriend is the bench.
Yeah.
On February 23rd, he said, "I'm going to make a Walt Disney film called The Ass."
Disney. The ass.
Then he tried to convince the coach that pigs are the smartest animals.
Okay, that one is the only one that makes sense because pigs are smart. They're actually like smart. They're not the smartest animals though, obviously not. Obviously.
March 2nd is a
Obviously we
bombshell.
are, but
March 2nd is a bombshell. There's like 3 different entries.
bombshell.
Everyone is in a hallway, and Alan screams "Starbucks" and then starts laughing at his own phone. Somebody says "crap," and then Alan goes on an entire rant about swear words, saying cursing will never get you anywhere. And then I was sitting on the bleachers, and near me, Alan was talking to a girl, and the last thing he said before leaving was, "I do play Minecraft after all."
I do.
Well, I do play Minecraft after all.
He walked up to me and said, "Fortnite, why it's the best game ever."
Okay. Must have been when Fortnite hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
April 2nd, Alan says he can't drink water because he doesn't have an ass, then starts asking people if they're a water or firebender.
Okay.
In the same minute, Alan says he wants to be homeless, an FBI agent, and a coder. This is my favorite.
Okay.
April 19th. Here.
What?
This is. No, wait. Stop. Stop.
Wait, what is happening right now?
Avery, shut up.
Avery, stop.
Okay. Here, I'll end it on this one. April 19th. In the span of 30 seconds, Alan stepped in a giant ant pile, screamed George Bush, stole a girl's basketball, and then said alley-oop and completely missed when shooting the ball at the net.
Wait, what was the first part of it? In the span of what?
In the span of 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Alley-oop.
Alley-oop.
Oh my
Okay.
god. In the span of 30 fucking seconds.
Yeah, all of that happened.
Like the best 30 seconds of my life.
No. He steps in an ant pile that's gigantic, then screams George Bush, then says alley-oop and misses.
Well,
So Avery, what do you want to talk about, man?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Alley-oop.
Alright, well, looks like we're done because
Yep.
it's been over an hour, so might as well just end it.
Mm-hmm.
So would you
What did you guys think of the episode? Be sure to rate 5 stars,
Anyway,
5
guys.
stars.
like below, and tell us what
Um,
more epic fails do you want us to cover in the next episode.
Yeah. This
Pretty
is
much.
this is my outro. It's my dubstep.
Oh yeah,
baby.
baby.
Alright.
Cry baby.
Well, you know what they say. I guess we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, this has been the podcast.
This has been Donkey Kong Country 5.
Pretty much.
What?
Donkey Kong Country 5? Wait, is this Donkey Kong?
Oh my
My
god.
I
life
see
is
what I
like
think
a
I'm seeing?
Donkey
Is that
Hell
Donkey
yeah,
Kong?
man.
2 Donkey Kongs.
Dude.
Oh man. Just forget.
Scream for me. Scream for me.
Are we
Kong.
still
You're gay.